So in this section, we're going to talk about taking the factoring we've been doing throughout this unit and actually using it to solve an equation. There is very, very, very little difference between this and all the factoring that we've spent all of this time doing. All right. Basically, what we're going to have to do is get the equation equal to zero. All right. We haven't had equations before, so everything's been an expression. It was all set up. No worries there. So we get the equation equal to zero. If we factor without it equal to zero, it's either not going to factor or give us the wrong answer. So make sure you move everything to one side, and we want to keep the x squared positive. Keep x squared positive. If we don't keep it positive, it doesn't factor out correctly. All right. Factor completely meaning find your GCF, and then factor it into two sets of parentheses. Keep going if there's more than that, but go through all the process we've been doing with the factoring. Okay. Then this is the new part. Each factor, meaning each little parenthesis, each little set, all right, we're going to set equal to zero and solve it. All right, so we're going to set it equal to zero and solve it, and that's going to give us our answer. So here's an example of exactly what I mean. I got an equation equal to zero. Okay, I factor it, so I found it was x minus 9 and x plus 3. And then I set each parenthesis piece equal to zero as its own little equation. All right, the reason that this works this way is because it's when we multiply things together. So we're taking this term right here and we're multiplying it by this piece right here, and we're getting zero. The only way that happens is if it's zero times some number, that would be zero, or some number times zero would give us zero. So we know that one of those two sets of parentheses has to be zero. If you're thinking about it and you're like, well, they both could be zero, that's not possible because x has to have a single value. So we can't have two different numbers to make each parenthesis equal to zero. So we're trying to make this happen right here. All right. And that's how this process works. We'll go through, we'll practice it. It's if you know how to factor, this is simple. It's one tiny, tiny little piece extra at the end. Most of them are very, very easy. And if you notice this already, possibly you did, that was x minus 9. It comes out to be positive 9. That was x plus 3. It comes out to be negative 3. That's going to happen probably 75% of the time when we're solving these equations. We're just going to flip a sign and be done.